CNC Group break 24,033. We have the 5-box break of 2425 Upper Deck Series 2. Bang for your puck of Philip Roenick for Vancouver, Young Guns for Colorado of Prishpev, and an Electricity for the Islanders of Matthew Barzal. Canvas of John Carlson for the Washington Capitals, Portraits for Boston of Charlie McAvoy, and a Macklin Celebrini welcome aboard for the San Jose Sharks. Outburst base for the Dallas Stars of Niels Lundqvist. We have an Isaac Poulter, Young Guns for the New Jersey Devils, and an Ooh La La for Calgary of Dustin Wolf. On tour for the Columbus Blue Jackets of Fantilli and Johnson, Young Guns, Macklin Celebrini for the San Jose Sharks, and a welcome aboard for Anaheim of Zellweger. Canvas of Noah Hannafin for Vegas, Young Guns renewed for Pittsburgh of Gensel, and an on tour for Vegas of Stone and Hurdle. Ooh La La Speckle of Aiden Hill for Vegas, Young Guns of Samuel Honzik for Calgary, and an Electricity of Pedersen for the Vancouver Canucks. Canvas of Drew Doughty for LA, Bang for your puck for Toronto of Matthews, and a playlist for Colorado of Makar. On a heater for the Rangers of Panarin, Young Guns for Dallas of Oscar Back, and an Ooh La La for Boston of Jeremy Swayman. Population count 500 for the Dallas Stars, Jason Robertson. Dazzlers for Boston of McAvoy, and a Young Guns renewed for Montreal of Suzuki. Canvas of Joey Decord for Seattle, Young Guns renewed for Ottawa of Brady Tkachuk. On a heater for Detroit of Patrick Kane. Portraits of Muka Medulin for San Jose, Noah Phillip Young Guns for Edmonton, and an Electricity of Ovechkin for the Washington Capitals. Clear cut base for Seattle of Eli Tolvanen, on tour speckle for Seattle of McCann and Beniers, and an Electricity for Toronto of Nylander. Box 2. Portraits of Zach Dean for St. Louis, Jackson Blake Young Guns for Carolina, Ooh La La of Joey Decord for Seattle. Canvas of Jake Neighbors for St. Louis, on tour for the Rangers of Panarin and Lafreniere, and a welcome aboard for Montreal of Logan Milo. Outburst base for Toronto of Tavares, Young Guns teammates for the Flyers of Mishkov and Fedotov, and an Electricity for Winnipeg of Kyle Connor. On a heater of Kucherov for Tampa, Young Guns of Steinberg for Colorado, and a Cutter Gauthier welcome aboard for Anaheim. Canvas of Mikko Rantanen for Colorado, Young Guns renewed for the Islanders of Sorokin, and a Bang for your puck of JT Miller for the Vancouver Canucks. Ooh La La Speckle of Shesterkin for the Rangers, Andre Lee, Young Guns for LA, and an Ooh La La for Vegas, Aiden Hill. Canvas for Minnesota of Philip Gustafson, Portraits for Edmonton of Draisaitl, and an Electricity for Edmonton of Hyman. On tour of Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou for St. Louis, Connor Geeky Young Guns for Tampa, playlist for Carolina of Aho. Pittsburgh of Ryan Graves, Dazzlers for Boston of Brad Marchand, and a Young Guns renewed for Toronto of William Nylander. Canvas of Joe Sakic for Colorado, Mitch Marner, Young Guns renewed for Toronto, and an on tour for Calgary of Kadri and Sharangovich. Number to 250, deluxe base for Minnesota of Marcus Johansson, bang for your puck of Kasperi Kapanen for St. Louis, Young Guns of Prishapov for Colorado, and an Ulala of Gustafsson for Minnesota. Clear cut base of Cole Smith for the Nashville Predators, Portraits Speckle for Philadelphia of Mishkov, and an Electricity for Tampa of Braden Point. Box 3. David for Edmonton, Devin Cooley, Young Guns for the San Jose Sharks, and an Ulala for Dallas of Jake Ottinger. Canvas of Newhook for Montreal, bang for your puck for Colorado of Cale Makar, and an Electricity of Matt Boldy for Minnesota. Outburst base for Pittsburgh, Sidney Crosby, Joel Blancfist, Young Guns for Pittsburgh, and an Ulala of UC Saros for Nashville. On tour of Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier for New Jersey, Zachary Lono, Young Guns for Nashville, and an Electricity for Anaheim of Zegras. Canvas of Michael Bunting for Pittsburgh, Robert Thomas, Young Guns renewed for St. Louis, and a Will Smith Portraits for San Jose. Frank Nazar, welcome aboard Speckle for Chicago, Isaac Poulter, Young Guns for New Jersey, and an Ulala of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for Buffalo. Canvas for Tampa Bay of Braden Point, Chicago on tour of Bedard and Hall, and a playlist for Minnesota of Kaprizov. Bang for your puck of Seth Jones for Chicago, Macklin Celebrini, Young Guns number 2 for the San Jose Sharks, and a welcome aboard of Samuel Honzik for Calgary. I'm telling you guys, we're on a roll tonight. Dazzlers Pink Logan Couture for San Jose, Dazzlers Blue of Kent Johnson for Columbus, Young Guns renewed for Toronto, Austin Matthews. Young Guns Retro for Dallas of Jake Ottinger, bang for your puck for Washington of John Carlson, and a Young Guns canvas for the Philadelphia Flyers of Jet Luchenko. On a heater of Lucas Raymond for Detroit, Akurati Young Guns for Utah, welcome aboard of McGroarty for Pittsburgh. On tour Speckle of Kopitar and Moore for LA, Ulala of Samuel Urson for Pittsburgh, and a Young Guns clear cut for Pittsburgh of Rutger McGroarty. Box number 4. Portraits of Brad Lambert for Winnipeg, Young Guns teammates of Gauthier and Zellweger for Anaheim, and a welcome aboard for Tampa of Connor Geekie. Canvas of Joel Eriksson-Ek for Minnesota, on tour of Kucherov and Hedman for Tampa, Electricity for Ottawa of Brady Tkachuk. Outburst base for Chicago, Peter Mrazek, Young Guns teammates for the Montreal Canadiens of Milo and Hudson, and a playlist for Pittsburgh of Sidney Crosby. On tour of Kopitar and Moore for LA, Phil Kemp, Young Guns for Edmonton, and a welcome aboard of Lane Hudson for Montreal. Canvas of Alex Vlasic for Chicago. Young Guns renewed for Chicago of DeBrincat. And a Bradley Nadeau portrait for Carolina. Electricity Speckle for Winnipeg of Kyle Connor. Samuel Honzik, Young Guns for Calgary. And an Ooh La La for the Islanders of Sorokin. Canvas of Drake Batherson for Ottawa. Bang for your puck of Evan Bouchard for Edmonton. And a Connor Bedard playlist for the Chicago Blackhawks. On a heater of Matthews for Toronto. Jet Luchenko, Young Guns for Philly. And an electricity for Detroit of Lucas Raymond. Ooh La La Black Parallel for the Florida Panthers of Sergei Bobrovsky. Dazzlers of Matthews for Toronto. And a Young Guns renewed for Ottawa of Tim Stützle. Young Guns renewed for Ed Money Connor McDavid on tour for Ottawa of Tkachuk and Stützle. And a Young Guns canvas for San Jose of Jack Thompson. Portraits of Darlene for Buffalo. Logan Morrison, Young Guns for Seattle. And an electricity of Kopitar for the LA Kings. Right? Black and white canvas, Joseph Wool for Toronto. On tour Speckle for Anaheim of McTavish and Zegras. And an Ooh La La of Bobrovsky for Anaheim. Well, the way the emails are coming in, it's looking like we're going to keep pulling fire tonight. I love it. Last box mojo. Tour for Boston of Pasternak and Marchand, Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith for San Jose dual Young Gun, and an Ooh La La of Grubauer for Seattle. Canvas of Nick Suzuki for Montreal, Young Guns renewed for Carolina of Svechnikov, and a portrait of Josh Doan for Arizona. Electricity Speckle of Zach Hyman for Edmonton. Young Guns for Tampa of Declan Carlisle. And a welcome aboard for Utah, Josh Doan. Young Guns renewed for Nashville of UC Soros. On tour for Nashville of Forsberg and Yossi. And a Young Guns canvas for the Pittsburgh Penguins of Rutger McGroarty. Macklin Celebrini, portraits for San Jose. Ivan Young Guns for Colorado. And a Nick Suzuki playlist for Montreal. Fluorescence Red of Del Bell Blues for Columbus. Bang for your puck for Washington of Ovi. And an Electricity for San Jose of Eklund. Canvas of William Karlsson for Vegas. On tour for San Jose of Eklund and Zetterland. And an Electricity for Buffalo of Darlene. Portraits of Larkin for Detroit. Nolan Allen Young Guns for Chicago. And Ooh La La for St. Louis of Jordan Binnington. Electricity Black Parallel for LA of Kopitar. Dazzlers for Vegas of Jack Eichel. And a Young Guns renewed for Tampa of Kucherov. Bang for your puck for Winnipeg of Josh Morrissey. Maverick Lamoureux Young Guns for Utah. And a playlist for Edmonton of McDavid. Canvas of Zibanejad for the Rangers. On a heater for St. Louis of Robert Thomas. And an Electricity for Seattle of Jared McCann. Outburst base for Vancouver of Dakota Joshua. Young Guns for the Rangers of Brandon Scanlon. And a welcome aboard for San Jose of Will Smith. There we go, boys and girls.